What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. So, we are finally back. Been a bit of a ordeal. I took a little bit of a break, had some personal stuff to go through, and also coincidentally had my computer breakdown at that time. Had to buy a whole new computer, so that was very frustrating. So, finally getting everything set back up here. And on that note, hopefully everything sounds fine, because with my computer dying, I had to get a whole new computer, like a whole new system. The only thing that basically survived was my CPU, and since I ended up buying a new motherboard, I ended up upgrading to a new CPU, reinstalled everything, so I don't remember all of my old settings. So hopefully the sound, the video, and everything is gonna look okay and sound okay, but we will see. But anyway, we have some new uniforms here with the 10th anniversary now in full swing, which is quite nice. Lots of cool deals going on. We're getting a lot of crystals for our daily kind of logins here. I've already spent a lot of the crystals picking up some uniforms that I was missing that I wanted to try out. I've wasted a ton of those crystals, of course, on CTP chests, trying to get a CTP, which I had to go to pity for, which kind of sucked. But anyway, we're going to be looking at some of the new uniforms today, which is going to be Red Guardian, Sentry, and Yelena. So let's go ahead and start off with Red Guardian, because he's the first one here. So we have the Thunderbolts uniform for Red Guardian. They're all going to be Thunderbolts theme for these uniforms. He also gets his tier 4 as well, so that'll be interesting to see. I didn't really use Red Guardian much with this old uniform. He was basically just a Shadowlands character for me, and that's about it. So let's see if this uniform is going to change that. So it's going to change both of his passives here. We have decreased damage received by 30%, excluding bosses, ignore enemies, damage decrease by 10%. And then we have when below 35% HP, we recover 60% of our HP. So not bad. Mainly just all defensive stuff here, so just going to be focusing on survival for Red Guardian. Not sure why it lists his awakening skill as a change. It's probably because there's some kind of like animation change to it, or not animation, like maybe like a color or texture change, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be exactly the same as it was before. All right, so his tier 2 passive: ignore dodge by 40%, increase skill damage by 40%, and increase bonus damage by 35%. Very nice. I always love when we have ignore dodge, which I haven't used him in so long, I don't even remember. I doubt he had ignore dodge. I don't even... It only changed 2 of his skills. That's how old this uniform was, his previous one. Anyway, so yeah, we have ignore dodge, which is really nice. We have 55% increased HP for superheroes. That's right, yeah, he goes superhero, super villain here. Because I always, back when he first came out, I always had, or back when this uniform first came out, I kept switching to this one because I would use this leadership for Hulk for the HP at the time. Anyway, so back over here, first skill. Don't have anything going on here for the first skill. Second skill, we have a barrier for 10 hits. Okay. Third skill, we have damage immunity for 8 seconds. We have the accumulation, which is pure damage when attacking, which is good. And it is a 100% increase here with this accumulation. So that's pretty strong. And then we have increase all attack by 40%, defense by 40%, and speed by 1%. The 5th skill, we have a 30% heal. We have some more ignore dodge by 75%. So he's basically has 100% ignore dodge because of his uniform, or not his uniform, his tier 2 passive. After you use the 5th skill, which is quite nice if you're gonna maybe use him in dispatch missions or something like that. We'll have to see if he'll even be strong enough for that. But again, ignore dodge is very powerful. We have a 75% chance to penetrate super armor, barrier, shield, all damage, immune, and invincibility. So that is everything. We have 5 seconds of invincibility, and then we have all attack, all defense by 50%, 1% speed, and 35% crit rate. Yeah, so it's looking nice. He's getting a lot of buffs here on his skills. So all of his skills seem to be kind of pushed up to a kind of the more modern standard here. But let's go ahead and hop in and see what his actual skill animations look like, and maybe determine if he's going to be able to kind of dish out any damage here. So first skill, just a shield hit, and then pound on the ground with that, and a punch. Yeah, shield hit, punch. Second skill. Some more hits. It is an iframe, so that's nice, but I don't think we'll be using that skill. Third skill. Just goes spinning around and does a belly flop. Fourth skill. Calls in, did you call him back there? Is that Ghost? And then we've got, yeah, so just explosions. I'm pretty sure we could cancel that. Yeah, so just cancel that one. Fifth skill. Throwing his shield around while punching, and he's in an iframe pretty much the entire time. Third skill, is that the one with the accumulation on it? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're probably going to do 3, 4, 5, I would think. So just do 3, cancel into 4, then go right into 5. Unless we can cancel 5 and get that shield bouncing around, then we might stay in 3. No, we don't get that. Yeah, so I'm going to say 3, 4, 5 is what I expect. Awakening skill, any change? Yeah, because isn't that US Agent, or? And he just got added to the game, so they did change his awakening skill. Because he didn't give him his tier 4 and his transcendence at the same time, did they? I don't think so. I feel like he's always had his awakening, but maybe I'm misremembering that. All right, let's see what they suggest here. 3, 4, 5. Yep, just boom, boom. Yeah, so pretty much just, you can almost like instant cancel those, so you can use a regular damage proc with him and be just fine. Do we instant cancel that? Yeah, we instant cancel. It'll be a little bit harder with his awakening skill to get your damage proc in, so you're gonna have to cancel those probably pretty quickly. But overall, I mean, he looks decent. Yeah, I mean, he looks decent. He definitely looks like a really strong character for just like a regular damage proc obelisk. So if you're kind of like out of CTPs, or you don't want to use like a rage or something like that on a character, then he definitely looks like he'll be a good candidate for that. I don't expect him to be doing top tier damage, but he does seem like a solid character. So yeah, definitely doesn't look to be very kind of underwhelming, but definitely at the same time doesn't look to be kind of overpowered or anything like that. So that is going to be my initial impressions on Red Guardian there. Let's hop on over to a Sentry. So we got Sentry here, kind of he's slimmed down a little bit. Look at it, he's got all his bulging muscles here, and now he's like, oh no, he decided to skip the gym for a year or two or something. I don't know, he slimmed down. But yeah, so we have Sentry here, and we have changed both of his passives. We have his Pierce, which he's always had with his previous uniforms, and then increase skill damage by 20%, bonus damage by 20%, and ignore enemies damage decrease by 20%. His previous uniform is relatively new, isn't it? So we're getting one pretty quickly for him. So usually when that happens, it's like a very minor change, so I'd expect to see like 5% increases and stuff to like the kind of stat numbers that he gets. But let's see. No, he's getting a full, oh wow, yeah, he's getting a full increase to his skill and bonus damage there. Unless they're moving that. Did he have that on one of, he might have had that on like his tier 2 passive or something, and I'm just forgetting. But yeah, 20% skill and 20% bonus damage. That would make a big increase in his damage if that is actually new to his kit and it's not just being moved from his passive here, which I cannot remember for sure. And then we have increased chain hit damage by 25%, get super armor, increase all defense by 50%, and reduce damage received by 45%. So again, nice passive, very strong. That chain hit damage is definitely going to increase his damage. We have 30% all attack, and then when debuffed, remove debuffs. Is that changed? Did they actually finally split? No, it was split for this. Okay, I couldn't remember if he was one that still had those like combined, because those being on separate lines is what we want to see, because we don't want to have to get debuffed to get that all attack increase. That would be very bad. But they already did that, address that with his previous uniform. Nothing on the first skill. The second skill here we have ignore iframe. We've got a 30% heal, 80% chance to penetrate. Looks like everything. 5 seconds of invincibility, and remove debuffs from the character. Okay. Third skill, we have accumulation, which is when attacking. It is 1%. I'm almost positive that's exactly the same accumulation that he had with his previous uniform. So it's 100% increase to damage. And then we have a 25% increase to energy attack, 15 hit barrier for 6 seconds. And then the fifth skill here, we have a 40% heal, increase all attack, all defense by 50%. We have 5% speed, 50% crit rate, and damage immunity for 5 seconds. So again, looking really strong, but I think most of this is kind of the same as his previous uniform. He gets a bigger heal now. I think he gets more all attack, all defense. Yeah, he gets more all attack, all defense, I think, from one of those skills as well. And that's pretty much it. And now he just gets extra energy attack. And bigger heal. Alright, let's go into the skill preview. So, unless his animations have changed a lot, I don't expect this uniform to be much of an upgrade from his previous one. The only change might be, he should be a superhero with this uniform, right? So he'll go from supervillain to superhero. I mean, cool looking animations for the first and second skill. Third skill. Alright, can we cancel that one? No. Fourth skill. Punch. Okay, he doesn't look like he's gonna have many. Oh, did we still get that explosion at the end? Hold on. So hit, wait, boom. I don't. Did we get that? Hit, cancel, boom. Yeah, we still get that. Okay, that's okay. Interesting. So we can cancel the fourth skill. Fifth skill. Okay, we've got all of the gunfire going in, then big explosion. We might be able to cancel that one too. Do we still get the void explosion? We do. Okay. So what skill do we want to proc on? Second skill. Third skill maybe. Yeah. Alright, so let's do 4, boom, 5, 3. That almost gets all of it. What about the second skill? So 4, 5, 2. Second skill's even shorter. Yeah, so I think 4, 5, 3 is probably going to be his rotation here. And then just can do 2 to kind of fill in the end right there. And it looks like he's probably going to want to rage based on that rotation. Let me see, what do they say? Yeah, 4. Huh, delay cancel for 4. Why are they delay canceling? So 4 we hit. Okay. And if we instant cancel, what do we get? We get nothing. We have to just wait for him to... Yeah, as soon as he hits the ground, you should be able to cancel. Yeah, as soon as he punches the ground, you're a safety cancel. You don't have to wait as long as they were showing in the practice combo. Yeah, I don't expect him to be much better than the kind of Dark Void here. Or Darkness Burst. Is he a super... I can't even remember if he was a... He should be a super villain with this look here, I think. That might be the only difference, is if he switches from superhero to super villain. Besides that, this uniform will probably be like a 5 to 10% increase in damage, if I had to guess. I haven't used... God, I don't remember using this uniform much to remember how easy the skill rotation was. The skill rotation for this is definitely very smooth and feels, you know, really good to use. I don't remember if this one had a clunky skill rotation or not, so that might be another difference between the two uniforms. So probably just test out which rotation you like better to see if you know, which uniform to choose between these. But yeah, I don't expect much of a damage boost. If you have this one, I would say you're safe to skip this one. All right, so let's move on to the final uniform, which is going to be Yelena here. So she's finally getting a new uniform. I still had used this one, I think, not recently, but not too long ago. And it actually surprised me that she still did pretty decent damage with this uniform. Was it this one or was it this one? She did decent damage with one of these two uniforms. I can't remember which one was the DPS one. Alright, so let's see what this uniform is going to do for her. So, enhance the effect of skill target removal. So that's going to be one of her passives. Increase chain hit damage by 30%, ignore dodge by 20%, and decrease damage received by 30%. What do we have? 15 and 15. Okay, so it is double. No, one of them's doubled. The other one only gets 5% more, and then she gets chain hit damage, which is really nice. Unless, was this a DPS one? Yeah, this is DPS one. Okay, so combined both these uniforms passives here into one is what it looks like. So this uniform just gets all of it into one package. Yeah, and here's the passive that's changed. So increase guaranteed dodge by 30%, increase skill damage by 35%, and a bonus damage by 30%. Okay. All very nice. We have nothing on the first skill. Second skill, we have... ignore iframe, 40% chance to penetrate everything, 3 seconds of damage immunity. Huh, only 3 seconds. That's kind of short. And then the third skill, we have accumulation, which is when attacking and is 1%, so we have 100% increase to damage. She has the invisibility, which she had that on one of those uniforms as well. So yeah, it really seems like they're just combining both of her synergy uniforms into one in terms of all of the effects that she had that were kind of unique to each one. And we have a helicopter flying overhead. Hopefully that's not too loud. All right, yeah, ignore targeting, and we have increase all attack and all defense by 60%, 1% speed, 60% crit rate. And then the fifth skill, burn, incapacitation, shock, paralysis. Okay. Recovers 30% HP. We have 6 seconds of invincibility. And then we have increase our next attack by 70%. Okay, so not bad. Yeah, so it looks like they're just combining those two uniforms. So you don't really have to choose between, like, I guess one of them was at the time more targeted for like PvP and then the other PvE. So now you just have kind of both in one here, so she can do each equally as well, hopefully. All right, so first skill. Okay, a few just kind of regular basic melee attacks here. Second skill. Got some dashing going on. Third skill. Ooh, some acrobatics. She got a rocket launcher going on there. Okay. Fourth skill. Raining down some hellfire there, and then she's invisible. We should be able to cancel that. Did this? Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Did this? Okay. Can we cancel that? Throw those up in the air. Does it still rain down? It doesn't still rain down. Why is this? Make me wait on this one. We have to have that checked. Is that what it was? Alright, so no. So what do we wait till she does the flip? Okay, so we wait till she does kind of the acrobatic flip over the top of the enemy's head, then we can cancel it. So right there, yeah, then we get the explosion, okay. Fifth skill. Shooting, zapping, and dashing around. Can we cancel any of that? Wait for the hit on the ground? No, so we do not want to cancel that skill. Okay, so this one is just shooting, and that gets up our accumulation, right? Yeah, accumulation. So we're probably going to do 3, 4, delay cancel that into 5, I would assume. So just do that. Wait for our flip, go into 5, and then you're done. Yeah, not bad. Definitely doesn't seem damage proc friendly with that rotation, because you have to delay cancel. Anytime you have to delay cancel, you're looking at probably putting a rage on the character if you want to kind of use them to their full potential. Alright, awakening skill. Don't think this has changed. Okay, so yeah, 3 probably instant cancel. Well, not quite. And then yeah, wait for the acrobatic flip and then go on. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so we let the awakening skill play out. I'm pretty sure it would have just said to instant cancel. Let me just make sure. I hit that a little too soon. Oh no, it doesn't. So once she teleports into the air, then cancel out. I mean, that's just kind of trying to maximize your amount of attacks you get from the skill, but that's going to make your kind of damage overall, I would say, lower, because your rage will have finished its activation cycle by the time you're getting into your awakening skill. So you probably would just want to skip that end part of the 5th skill, just cancel right into your awakening skill so you can at least get more value out of the rage that way. But I don't know, maybe not. Maybe the end of the 5th skill does more damage than the awakening skill because it takes too long to ramp up. I could see that, maybe. Either way, your rage is going to be done by the time you're, you know, even part way through your awakening skill. Okay, so yeah, she actually looks pretty good. So I'd probably say that she is getting a pretty solid upgrade with that. So yeah, it looks like Yelena and Red Guardian are definitely getting really big buffs from their previous uniforms. So they're definitely going to be a lot stronger with these new ones. Sentry didn't seem like he got much of a buff from his previous uniform, but his previous uniform, like I said, is pretty recent. So that's probably the reason for that. And yeah, I'm going to get her because I already have her kind of somewhat built up and invested. So we're definitely going to pick up that uniform. But Red Guardian, do I want his uniform? I might actually. Let's see what else I'm buying here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to get it since we're getting those 500 crystals a day. That's just almost a free uniform a day. So it's basically, well, every 2 days because they're 875. Yeah, because it's only a couple more uniforms I'm going to be picking up out of here. Yeah, there's probably only a couple more. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this video here. Yelena and Red Guardian definitely look like solid pickups. If you're going to be using Yelena, you would expect to want to put a rage on her. For Red Guardian, he's definitely damage proc friendly. Sentry, you're probably going to want to rage as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I see these uniforms in terms of if you're going to like fully invest in them or not. So I mean, if you're just picking up the uniform just using like Shadowland, you can definitely, you know, get away with just a regular damage proc or just like CTP of Patience on them or CTP of Greed. Like all of them would work with Greed as well. Like characters that seem to work well with rage, like the next best thing is probably Greed. I would say Greed would be better than using a regular damage proc on them, but yeah, it's whatever you have available. So that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.